Hey everybody, welcome to Rocket Sloth. My name's Ben, and today I've got a special guest for you. Today we're going to be interviewing Devon. He's a fellow Helium head, and we are going to be cussing and discussing some of our favorite things, some of the programs we like, kind of how we got into it, and kind of where we see it going. So y'all stick around, hit the thumbs up button if you like it, and if y'all have any questions along the way, be sure to put them down, and we will make sure that they get answered. All right? So without further delay, Devon, go ahead and tell everybody who you are and how you got involved in the Helium network.
Right on, Ben. Thanks for having me. Hey, everyone. My name's Devon. I lie in the Midwest region of the United States, supplying and hopefully supporting coverage for the general vicinity within the Helium network. We'll be a lone wolf to start, so don't fear lone wolves out there. You are not alone. And great question. How did I get started? How did I find out about it? Simply, I really got into crypto full-fledged this year, late to the game. I admit it, but I'm here to stay. And for me, Helium, I simply found it through a YouTube video. I was clicking around, just interested in the whole mining aspect of cryptocurrency. Very cool. Just that idea in general has always fascinated me. And I think it was Red Panda Mining specifically, just throwing a shout out because I saw a short video of his little miner, and I was like, this thing can mine cryptocurrency, and immediately started deep diving, doing my due diligence, and found out what the Helium network was really about. And that's essentially pushing for a ubiquitous IoT infrastructure worldwide. And I've always been into Arduino myself for the past couple of years, just never really found a reason or immediate care to get into it, but it always fascinated me. And Helium network definitely hit me like a freight train when it came to realizing its potential in self-growth and growth within a worldwide community.
Yep, I can't agree with you more. I'm actually going to circle back to what you said there, and that is, same with me. Whenever I got into the crypto world, slowly like heard about one thing, which led to another, which I ended up looking at one of the YouTubers that are out there and Red Panda Mining. I used to always love watching him on Saturdays when he does his live streams. For any of y'all who haven't checked him out, go check him out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the bottom down here for you. But yeah, he's got some good Saturday stuff. But that episode where he was like, hey, this Helium miner, and I was like, how does it do that? And so I think that's for a lot of us, that's the way it sent us down the path as well. Also, for those of y'all who don't know, Devon is one of the moderators on the official Helium Discord. So if y'all come join there, which I'll put a link in that down below. But if you want to go find it, you can go to helium.com. And they have their secured link there, so you're not going to a random one. And you can see Devon on there. You can ask him all the questions you want. And he's on there, seems like 24/7. So I'm not sure when he sleeps, but he's on there a lot during the day. So y'all go in there and tell him hi while he's there. But speaking of the Discord, Devon, one of the biggest questions that we get on the Discord, and I've been there a few months now helping you answer questions with people, but the major question that I hear the most on and off the Discord is, which miner's the best? So I'm going to put you on the spot here, and I'm going to ask you, Devon, which miner is the best for Helium mining?
To some, this could be considered a very complicated question, as a lot of people, do heavy research on mining into cryptocurrencies, and that involves a lot of information to be taken in. Essentially, these devices are literally no different from vendor to vendor per se, where they all have the same chipsets or motherboards, and they all operate the same way. So there's no increase in speed or efficiency when it comes to either of them. So the simple answer to that question, as I hear the mods throw it around all the time, is which miner is the best? It's the miner that you can get, hopefully within a relatively efficient time frame. Unfortunately, due to supply chain issues, we are having a lapse in that ability to receive them in an efficient manner.
That is very good, and I would actually agree with you 100%. I mean, they're all going to do the same thing. I know everybody well, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to be having a few issues right now with the Bobcat syncing a lot slower. But guys, once your onboarding happens with your miner and you get everything set up, one may take a little longer than the other to get it synced, but after that, they are literally doing the same thing. So there may be finite changes in it, I guess I would say, in between the different units, but like I said, they're all pretty much the same. And I'm not gonna buy one off eBay because I don't feel like dropping $6 to $8 grand to have one shipped to me next week.
Don't do it, folks. Don't do it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like I've said before, you don't know, is it a hotspot that's being hosted by somebody else and they're just sending it your way. You don't know if it was a developed kit, one of the DIYs that do not earn HNT. Devon, I think, are you building one yourself, or?
It was in my plan, more or less, but due to the price point of a DIY packet forwarder, I went ahead and recently picked up a Dragino LPS8, which operates in the same exact way a DIY Raspberry Pi essentially would produce packet forwarding.
Gotcha. So, I actually, that's one thing I want to get into next whenever I can find some time. I want to try to build one myself just to see if I can do it. Then I want to do one of the mappers and all that, because guys, once you get involved in this system, like, it's a whole new world. It just grabs you and brings you in if you're into the tech business, and there's just so many applications for it. I think it's just so awesome. So getting into that, what's your favorite sensor you've seen so far?
That's a great question. For sure, I would have to say the mapping devices. I guess that's not really a sensor, more or less is something that can operate on the network. You integrate it the same way you would a sensor. But as for actual sensors that do receive and take data from a location, I would have to say I'm very into smart agriculture, which is huge in the LoRaWAN or Helium network soon enough. Farmers or industrial agriculture companies are adopting smart tech and advancing it. I mean, we're moving so fast when it comes to technology. It's only a matter of time that IoT is embedded into that infrastructure. It's not a question of if, but when, rather.
Yep, I agree. And man, the agricultural uses for this, I think, is going to be really a big game changer. Or just, I mean, anything. You can literally think of anything to put on these sensors, and there's probably one already made for it somewhere. Or if there's not, there's dev kits you can buy to build it yourself. And there's plenty of people on these networks who are just more than happy to help you get your idea off the ground if you figure that out. But that's a conversation for another day. So I think I'm starting a new series here, Devon, and I think I'm gonna call it Token Talk. And no, hold on now. I'm not talking about token talk. I'm talking about token talk. So I would like to talk about the token of Helium. And where do you, in your opinion, not financial advice for anybody listening, we are just a couple of random guys on YouTube, so take this all with a grain of salt, because it'll probably do the exact opposite of whatever we say. So with that in mind, in your unprofessional opinion, what do you see the tokenomics of Helium, maybe where it might go in the near future with the halvening coming up and all that good stuff? Just kind of touch on that briefly. We won't go too in depth on it. We can maybe do another video about the whole thing, but what are your thoughts and feelings?
Absolutely, Ben. I definitely think that HNT, the Helium network token, has so much room to grow, rather. It's only in its beginning stages, and now we're finally seeing what I would say worldwide adoption, whereas before it was very centralized to San Francisco and Texas, the kind of cusp of the beginning for the Helium network. And at this point, knowing what some of the basic tokenomics are of HNT, we realize that it is a deflationary cryptocurrency specifically. So it resembles a similar pattern as Bitcoin, where it actually does have a halving date coming up August 1st. The halvening will halven, as I like to say sometimes. And that in turn, not necessarily will double value, but essentially the interest is very sought after for HNT once the halvening does happen, in my opinion, as I mean, the mining rewards are going to be cut in half. Therefore, it's going to be harder and harder to gain that HNT on a daily, monthly, or yearly basis.
So it's going to be scarce.
Absolutely, and it's only becoming more and more.
Yeah, if anybody knows about, supply and demand, well, I mean, we can speculate, and somebody said this actually on my last video when I did the POC calculator earnings, which a lot of y'all watched. I thank y'all so much. I appreciate all your comments. I am working on the microphone. That's why you'll see me leaning in to talk louder. But one guy asked, he said, well, yes, it's going to cut in half, but the coin's going to go up. I'm 100% on this. And I responded back to him and said, hey, no, we can't be 100%. We can take a very educated guess on what it's going to do, which a lot of us are making that educated guess, but we can't be 100% because it could do the exact opposite of what we think. So that being said, yeah, I'm very interested to see, I'm very interested to see how this all turns out after August 1st. And then taking into account all the Helium hotspots that are going to be coming online. So that's also going to play a big role into how the earnings are kept. So, man, I appreciate it, you joining us. I got a couple more questions for you, and I think we kind of hit this overall, but bullish, bearish, what do you think in next 10, 15 years?
Without a single doubt, bullish, to the straight fact that IoT, LoRaWAN, and essentially Helium network, by creating that worldwide or ubiquitous network, oh my goodness, we are looking at a path of, in the next 10 to 20 years, essentially worldwide adoption for IoT usage. In my opinion, I mean, this is all just, I have high hopes and high essentially goals with this network. And I believe that if you reside within this infrastructure, within that time span, and you are embedded into the network and you know how it operates and you can develop or create or expand it in any way, shape, or form, you more than likely will have some form of a job as well for the next 10 to 20 to 30 years. So in a way, if you're ready to do that, this is a form of job security, in my opinion.
So speaking of jobs, I mean, for the time frame that this has been going on, you've been in it for a little bit as the whole scheme of it all going, and you picked it up very quick, and you were able to land a job, pretty right off the bat, right, within a few months of getting into this. And I see you've got the Gristle King back there in the back. Tell us real quick what the Gristle King is.
Gristle King Incorporated essentially is a consultation company developed for Helium network hotspot deployments. We aid in your plan or idea, in your knowledge of growth within the network, and also show you and educate you on what you could do to better your deployments. So that's the big motive for Gristle King Incorporated. Very happy to be with them right now.
Gotcha. I looked up his website here, and in case y'all can't read it, and we'll be sure to link it down below. But it is kyk13.com, and it starts off with one man's search, and I'm assuming this is a picture of the Gristle King himself.
That is the Gristle King himself, Nick Hawks. He is, probably one of the earlier adopters of the network itself, and specifically, he's done some just insane use cases along with deployments. That blog has endless information. Essentially, what we're trying to do with that blog is, if you aren't looking to pay for a consultation service, you should be able to acquire most of the knowledge you would need to supply yourself, to further yourself into the Helium network.
If you kind of know what you're looking for, right? It may take you a little longer to find it if you're not sure what you're looking for. But yeah, this is all blog style. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, good. That's a good resource, man. I haven't dove too deep. I've looked at a few articles, but I think I'm gonna look into it a little more now that I know what it's actually going on. You're actually writing a few articles yourself, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I recently did the hotspot connections, so it's just further clarifying, hey, your RPSMA female is on this back end and it attaches to this N-type male, so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, hey, Devon, I do appreciate you joining us today. I know it's this video is starting to get a little long. We're pushing the 15-minute mark, and you're a busy man, so I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and answer a few questions. I know, without a shadow of a doubt, we will be doing this again. And guys, I have a crew of people who are just waiting to get interviewed and waiting to answer some questions. So the more questions that y'all can put in the comments or come onto Discord and ask. We are, if you ask me or Devon on the Discord, we'll write them down. We'll see if we can get them answered for you. And the next time we do this, we'll have a list of them. But real quick before I go, Devon, you got a channel yourself, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to developing that. Essentially, I'm just trying to make a very clear-coded and precise information hub. Actually kind of goes with the name. HNT Hub is the channel name. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm pretty active there, posting some informative and kind of leaks of maybe third-party manufacturer gateways that are coming out soon. So stay in touch if you want some, moderator inside information, so to speak.
We got somebody on the inside, people. Cool. Well, I'll make sure to link that down below in the all the links, people. We're gonna have all the links down below. So just if you heard something that you like, we're gonna put it down below. If we missed it or forgot it, either come onto the Helium Discord, find us, ask us about it, or just send a message to us and ask us to link it up, and we will. But once again, Devon, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you answering some questions. I look forward in doing this again, and maybe we can sucker some other moderators or something to come on board. And guys, until next time, if y'all liked it, hit the thumbs up. And this has Ben and Devon and Rocket Sloth channel, and we're out, guys.
Adios. Thanks, Ben.